So I wanted to do a video taking you through my 9 card spread, very sort of step by step, to really show you how I get the accuracy into a tarot reading. So there are only 78 cards, but these cards can represent and reflect, predict any experience possible. So there has to be a way to get more than 78 experiences. And the way I think the best way to do that, the easiest way to do that is to do 3 card readings where you are using the second and third cards to really be more precise about the meaning of the first card. So I'll demonstrate. I've shuffled the cards already. I've asked the cards to reflect myself as a tarot reader. So the first 3 cards will reflect where I am now, the second 3 advice, the first 3 likely outcome. And so the first card, the key card, which I always put in the middle, is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the teacher. And I definitely, every time I teach tarot, I think I've currently doing about 3 Zoom workshops a month. I've got private students as well. I write blogs, I research. Every time I teach tarot, I learn more about tarot. I learn more about myself. I love teaching tarot. So yes, definitely. If anything, I prefer teaching to actually reading for clients, if I'm honest, because I just get so caught in the zone. I love it. So yes, I really do associate with that. So the next 2 cards aren't individual cards. They are adding depth and definition to the Hierophant. And so the next card is the 5 of Wands. Now, I definitely think that I've done a lot of reading over the years, 5 of Wands. To me, the 5 of Wands, it's bringing things together. So the original photograph that we have for this picture was of some people trying to put together a garden building. It is about bringing things together. And that's how I've learned about tarot, by reading widely. I've read a lot of books, a lot of blogs. I've taught a lot and listened to people's opinions. And I've tried to sort of like cook it all together so that then I can express a cohesive whole. So I would say when it comes to tarot, I draw on a lot of different experts and authors and techniques, from the intuitive to the psychological. I've read a lot of the books linking tarot to Jung and to the psychological profiling, to the tarot magic. I've really tried to sort of spread my understanding wide. And the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles, I love this card. To me, this is about distraction. It is about balance. And I do, as a teacher, try to weigh up both sides. It's interesting now as I look at these two, when I teach, whether it's shamanics or tarot, I always try to listen to everybody's opinions and try to be very inclusive, because I think everybody's opinion has validity and can help us to all understand tarot in a different way. So now I can really see those two as reflecting that. And to me, tarot has definitely been an escape from life. In all my darkest times and toughest times, I'll be found with a pile of tarot books and a notebook, just really getting lost in it. And that's probably why I like teaching so much, because it gives me a chance of sharing some of that knowledge. So yes, I would say that really reflects me right now, both personally, getting lost in exploring tarot, both teaching, bringing a group together, allowing everybody's opinion, weighing it up. That feels really good to me. But you can see that these 2 cards in this reading, they are adding depth and definition to the Hierophant. They are not separate cards. This is a 3-card reading where this is the central card, and these 2 allow me to really see clearly what the Hierophant means in this reading at this time. So if we follow it down, and that's why I put my first card in the middle. And I've started to do this automatically. I found it made more sense when reading for clients. When I'm reading for clients, tend to work 6 days a week. I quickly learnt ways of being more accurate, but didn't often consciously understand what I was doing. And it's only then when I'm teaching that I start to understand. So this is the advice line. The Four of Swords. It's a card of rest. Well, I've definitely worked exceptionally hard this year. I definitely haven't taken a holiday since February. And yeah, I am exhausted and I am looking forward to having a rest. But let's unpack that a little bit more. What sort of rest should it best be? Why do I need to rest? When I'm working with a client, this is when I can then get really, really accurate. Because if I'm saying to you, I really think that you need to rest at the moment, I would say 98% of the people on the planet would go, yes, but it's not spot on. It's not accurate. It's not detailed. So the Queen of Cups, shadow work, meeting my own needs. I need a rest to be able to look at my emotional needs. This chalice here with the black winged angels, this is about looking at your emotional needs. So now we're seeing it's not a rest so much because maybe I'm physically exhausted. It's a rest because I am emotionally exhausted. And the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, I mean, on one level, I always identify him with shamanic work, which is definitely a huge part of both my professional and personal life. But he's a king. He holds space for other people. And the King of Wands doesn't really want to be there all the time. King of Pentacles, King of Swords, really happy holding space for other people. The King of Wands needs a break to be able to do it well. And so now we have this concept of needing to rest, needing to focus on emotional work, focus on shadow work, releasing emotions, and needing to step down from being the one in charge. And, this is absolutely true. It totally reflects my year, and it's now a lot more accurate than just needing a rest. It gives an indication. If I was reading this blind for a client, it would suggest to me that my client needs to be more selfish, needs to focus on their own emotional needs, and needs a break from being in responsibility. So you can see how by reading it this way, rather than by reading 3 cards, by reading the Four of Swords needing a rest, and these two being why, adding the depth and definition, this is how I get to be so accurate. Likely outcome, Two of Cups. I mean, obviously, classically, it's card of romance. But I'm not asking about romance now. I'm asking about my tarot journey. So the Two of Cups then would suggest to me collaborative work, which would be really good. It's not something I've ever really done before. I've never really collaborated with anyone else. It would be nice to work with other peers and to exchange information equally, which is very much what the Two of Cups is about. So yes, I can appreciate that. But let's understand a little bit more about what that means. So we have now, I mean, looking to the future is always harder than understanding the present, because when we understand the present, we're there and we should be able to validate it. The Hanged Man, I personally always associate this with shamanic work. To me, as a Norse shaman, that's Odin hanging upon the world tree. And the Seven of Pentacles is about harvesting what I have. It's about pausing and reflecting and defining where I want to go next. Well, I definitely want to find the time to write a book, to collate my ebooks and my notes and really write an in-depth tarot book. That is my big hope. But I don't really have the time at the moment, or I should say I prioritize paying clients because it pays my bills. And that's what I've done up till now. So perhaps this will be about writing a book with someone else. Perhaps this will be about having somebody else involved in the business to maybe take over some of the jobs that I'm less keen on, the more administrative jobs. At the moment, I do everything, website, social media, the lot. Maybe it'll be about working with someone else to allow me to have the time to do that. And maybe this is going to be incorporating shamanic work into the book as well, because that's something I really struggle with. That's a curious prediction for the future. Not entirely sure at the moment what it means. Card at the bottom of the pack, the Magician, new beginning. To me, this is something we need to know, a new beginning. It would suggest, looking at it cohesively, that with a break and working through some of the emotional blocks, next year my business will start to have a slightly different look to it, which would be quite nice. So that is an unpicking of how I do a tarot reading. And it allows you to see, if we sort of pull these apart, that these are the three central cards. The Hierophant, my role very much recently of teaching a lot of tarot. The Four of Swords, the advice, the need to rest right now. And the Two of Cups, collaboratively working with others or another. That is the backbone of this reading. And then the cards on either side have allowed me to really understand the depth and the detail of each of the key cards. And there you go. It's a shorter video today because in the lead up to Christmas I have I've got 4 kids at home. 2 of them are very excited about Christmas. The older 2 teenagers would like to pretend they're not excited about Christmas, but I'm not fooled at all. So we're trying to bring a lot of Christmas stuff into this year because it's been a tough old year. But give it a go. Try doing that. And the thing is, it helps you read the first card. What does that mean? You pull out the second card. How does that alter your perception of the first card? You pull out the third card. How does that alter the perception of all 3? And see the 3 together as a unique energy, if you like, a unique imprint. So give it a go. I hope you find it helpful.